Welcome everybody, it's Gull Khan here, your money mindset expert, and I have entrepreneurs to break free from the limiting beliefs, to reverse their money shame, and to blast through the money blocks so that they can live a life of unlimited abundance. Now, I have the pleasure and the honor of speaking to Mark Prescott today, who is an amazing individual and a member of my mastermind. So welcome, Mark, welcome.
Hi, how you doing, Gull?
I'm doing really well, really excited to speak to you. So Mark, tell everybody who you are, what do you do, and why do I love you so much?
Okay. So basically, a lot of people know me as the career sat nav. So what I do is I basically help senior managers, help them lose some of their issues, help them be the best they can be with a badass career strategy.
Awesome. So Mark, tell us, what was your, you joined the mastermind recently. You joined the mastermind in January, but prior to that, that's about for people watching, that's about 4 months ago now, since the time we were doing the interviews. We're in May and you joined in January, so about four and a half months. But before that, you went through my Millionaire Foundations. So tell me, what was your mindset like before you started working with me? And, what were some of the issues that you had?
Yeah, I think before I really came onto the coaching with you, I think I was, in my words, I was getting in my own way. So what I was doing was, instead of looking forward and planning and actually having that confidence and that comfort of knowing that things will work out, what I was doing was I was actually looking backwards, and I'd had, a lot of regret about certain things, or I didn't necessarily feel things were going my way. So there's a lot of negativity really around looking forward. And I think certainly the fact that what you do with your coaching offers not just a little bit of hard facts, but also it dials into some of the softer side of things as well. It really gave me that balance to have some clear strategies, but at the same time, it didn't avoid how I was feeling.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's unique to me, or maybe not, but from what I see from people around me, is I don't tell you to ignore your negative emotions. If anything, I ask you to embrace it. So once you embrace your negative emotions, see what they're teaching you, see what's calling out to you, then you can move forward. You can let them go, and that's very important. So that's something that we deal with in the mastermind. Okay, so tell us, what have you actually, since coming onto the mastermind, what led you to join the mastermind then? So what led you to coming on and joining me? What helped you towards my coaching?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was, I'm a very creative person, and also I'm a real people person, and that has loads of benefits, but at the time I wasn't seeing the benefits of that, and I had lots of different ideas. I've always been someone who's supported and really believed in having multiple streams of income. But what I was finding was I'd have all these little different pots on the go, and one wouldn't start, or I'd be really passionate about something, and then 2 or 3 months later the passion's gone and I'll move on to something else, and then I'll get frustrated, and then before you know it, a year is gone. And so the reason I went on the course and other things was just to have a little bit more clarity in my decision making, and actually making sure that I have a roadmap to success. And success for me was not just about the bank balance. Success for me is about the choices that come with it. And success also comes with me in terms of the freedoms of almost time, and also the freedom of knowing, almost freedom to make mistakes, knowing that it's just curiosity. I think it's space to be curious again, and knowing that the bank balance isn't the be all and end all.
Yeah, I mean, this is a money mindset course, or program rather, yet we don't talk about money as much as we do everything else. That's, if someone outside the mastermind won't understand that, because we talk about the deep core issues. And I always say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're having this negative relationship with money, you are not very probably profitable in other areas of your life, including your health and your relationships. And they can all do with some improving, or they can all become better. And this is what, when you address these deep core emotions, other aspects of your life improve simultaneously, compared as does your bank balance. Of course, we get money through the mastermind anyway, but everything else improves as well. So that leads me on very nicely to tell us, what have you, since joining the mastermind or even before the Millionaire Foundations, what's changed for you? What's improved for you? What's happened for you?
I think the key things that have changed for me is I feel like I've got a strategy now.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a system. I feel like I've got an approach. So that can be anything from, making sure I've got bank accounts that mean in 3 months, in 6 months, in 12 months, in a year's time, whatever it may be, I am going in the direction that I want to go. I think that's the first thing. I think also you've given some really clear strategies of how to be kind to yourself. And I think being kind to yourself opens lots of other areas in my life. And that's really happened. I'm feeling a lot clearer about where I want to go. And that leads to confidence. And that means that I am happy saying yes to things that just feel brilliant. And actually saying no, I've got a really good reason why. So I've gone from being a bit of a people pleaser to actually making sure that if I am doing projects or if I am speaking with people, I'm really there and I'm really in the room. I've got more energy as well. And I think that comes from just some things I've been starting to do every day. So things like journaling. And I think the biggest thing I will say as well is the real visualization of what I really want. And the biggest change for me is from going from I know I don't want this to actually be really clear in terms of what great would look like. And once you do that, then suddenly your emotions go with you, suddenly people go with you, and you start getting these wins. These little wins tap you on the shoulder, and then these little wins become big wins. And so I think they're the key for me, the key things.
Awesome. And one of the biggest things that I remember having this discussion with you about is being the fact that you realize more how much more you want to support your son in his entrepreneurial endeavors. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, I think quite early on, my son has been very, very entrepreneurial. In fact, most of my 3 boys are all quite entrepreneurial, and it was really trying to give him space to be what he wants to be. And like most parents, I'm sure it's sometimes the future can be hard in terms of where they want to go and what they want to do. But what this course has been able to do, it's been able to make me very comfortable in knowing that my son will make the right decisions. So he's now an influencer, and he's won a number of awards, and he actually now talks with certain companies about promoting their products, and he's doing that whilst he's doing his schoolwork. And it's actually helped teach me that, you know what, he's got a path, he's really good at it, he enjoys it. And you know what, that may change in 3 or 4 years' time. It may change in 3 or 4 months' time, but that's not the point. He's got a bit of a calling and he's absolutely going for it.
Awesome. And how did this doing the coaching with first the Millionaire Foundation and the Mastermind help you to support your son in his enterprises?
Yeah, I think for me, the key was actually having the space to listen. So I think whereas previously I might have thought, okay, there's a decision there, what's the financial benefit of that? And you're almost doing a cost benefit analysis. Actually, it made me realize that money is an output rather than the be all and end all of your input.
Yeah.
So he was very clearly saying to me, I do like special effects makeup. And what he's now done is he's actually just thrown himself in that love. And because he loves it, he's good at it. And because he's good at it, he loves it.
Yeah.
And that means that people get a lot from him. He'll get messages from people saying they've really, really changed how they feel about themselves. And he's getting a lot of love for it, which makes him better. And the money then came as a result of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a big change, and that's been something that has really, really helped.
Well, this is one of the things, isn't it? If you love what you do, money becomes is a byproduct. It comes anyway. Money will come to you, but you have to elevate your energy. This goes back to the three. Remember the three energies of money: the medium, low, and high. If you are just making money and you're just going to work for the sake of money, and it doesn't really your job, your work doesn't excite you, or you're not passionate about it, or you lost the passion, then money becomes neutral. But if you actually do something you're passionate about, like I'm passionate about teaching people about money. Therefore, it becomes high vibration money. And the more you're passionate about it, the more you love it, the more you do it. And the more you do your work, the more people come to you, the more you love, the more love you get back. And hence, the more money you make, right?
Yeah.
So this is exactly what's happening. It was showing up in him. But I'm glad that we talked about it, because we've had this conversation off camera when you've been very like, okay, so how do I support him? And this, what I found is what I've seen in you is the growth as an individual who's not only able to hold on to his path, but is able to support his son in his, because it's quite different from what you normally would expect a young boy to be doing. But he's brilliant at it, and you're there as a father, able to support him and expand your own money energy, your money story, to allow him to be whatever he needs to be, and for you to support him. So this is what I've seen, the growth in your mindset, which has been a huge shift from when we were speaking like a year ago now, isn't it? Now coming up to a year ago. Yeah. So, okay, so that's awesome. So tell me now, what do you like about the mastermind? So let's specifically talk about the clearings. How do you find the one thing that's unique to me and my way of coaching is my unique energy clearings? So how have you found them?
So total honesty time, as a coach myself, I sometimes go through coaching and I am sometimes thinking as a coach, as a professional. And what I found with yourself was your style was very different to anything I'd seen before. And the reason it's really different is because what you really are aware of is you're aware of, the conscious, what's here, and the unconscious. And I'm a really firm believer in your actions and behaviors are really around some of your thoughts and your beliefs. And some of those beliefs are sort of at the top of the surface and some of them are a little bit lower down. So what I found with the clearing was I'd done some meditation before, but actually what the clearings did was slightly different. I think the clearings were a little bit more guided around some of the key areas and issues. And it gives me the benefits of meditation, but it also gives me the benefit of actually changing some of my mindsets. And it's been amazing how I look at things. I think one of the phrases, and I know we read similar books, but when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And you can say that until you're blue in the face, but actually there comes a point where you feel it. And I think what the clearings do is give you room to be curious about yourself.
Yeah.
And I think what it's done for me, what's happened is it's then made it really easy. It's made it easier for me to catch myself doing things that are right, rather than maybe previously where I was catching myself doing things wrong. So it's a great way. It refreshes me, it relaxes me, it focuses me, and it just gives me room to be me.
Yeah.
Me, and it gives me energy connecting with my energy.
Awesome. And so that's exactly it. What we're doing with the energy clearance is shifting your energy. And when your energy shifts, your mindset has no option but to shift. Unfortunately, most of the NLP and other works out there, especially generally and so forth, they're all brilliant and they're fabulous and they absolutely should do them. But it's like walking to your destination. The difference between actually doing an energy clearing on a particular point to change your mindset and actually and doing it through NLP and normal techniques, it's the difference between walking and getting in a car and driving. It's the difference between night and day. And this is the reason why, because if you change your mindset first, your energy will also change eventually. But if you are changing energy first, your mindset has to follow. And that's how we do that's where the clearings are so effective, and that's what we do in the mastermind. And the other aspect to the mastermind are the manifestation goals. Now I love them, they're my favorite element. What has been your experience doing the manifestation course, which is bi-weekly for us?
So the manifestation courses every couple of weeks or so. this real visualization comes. And I think for me, it really gets to the heart of things that I value and things that are core to me. So it could be around relationships, it could be around your relationship with money, it could be around that big hairy goal and dream that, you know, keeps tapping on your shoulder but you don't really listen to. And I think in a very, very busy world, what it does is it just gives you that time and that clarity, and you almost have that certainty of being able to picture and then being able to connect. I think one of the big things as well with the manifestations is you just get the feeling of reconnection. So there's a lot going on in the world at the moment, and you know, if you listen to certain radio stations or watch certain TV channels, you know, you could be watching a car crash, you could be watching a horror movie.
Yes.
Where I think after certainly the manifestations, I'm really clear on what I want to do, and I'm willing to take people and other things with me. And I think more importantly, I just feel connected rather than me against the world. Actually, there's so much that the world I can add and the world adds to me, and that's really helped a lot with my relationships as well.
Awesome. Okay, fabulous. So I love that. So the manifestation calls are bi-weekly, and they are my favorite. That's my unique aspect, and something that's come up with for myself. For my, you know, originally it came up as an accidental thing that I did for the group, and it became so amazing that we ended up making a whole element and became a major part of the mastermind eventually. Okay, awesome. So now this coming back to this mastermind. The mastermind is a 12-month program, and it's a quite large financial and time commitment. What would you say to someone, Mark, if somebody says, well, this mastermind sounds really amazing and I really connect with Gull's energy, and I've been through the 5-day challenge, it's amazing, but I don't think I have the time or the money to join right now. What would you say to someone who's thinking like that?
Well, I think if you're going to make a change, I think there's 3 things that you need. I think you need to have a system. I think you also need to have a community, which is, and I think you also need to have an experienced guide. And I think that's been the fact that I am investing some time into this. I'm getting more back from that. So in terms of yourself and your practices, I cannot explain it, but it works. In terms of the community, I have met and I'm speaking with people that I wouldn't normally have met, but we're connected with, and their journey, their wins that come across. It's brilliant to sort of feel that. And actually, you know, you do have some you know, money laws that have been around for thousands of years, and mixing all of those together, I think sort of works. So that's what I.
So thank you so much. So yes, it is. And I always say, if somebody thinks, when I know somebody can afford it in terms of they have the money, but they're coming from the lack and scarcity mindset, they're believing, well, can I afford to spend this every single month? My question then is, can you afford not to? How much will it cost you if you don't join, if you know this is the right thing for you? And it's not right for everybody. For those people it's right for them. This can really change your life, and that's what we're seeing in this series. Well, okay, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and ideas and experience of joining the mastermind. It's been a pleasure having you on here. Any last thoughts you want to leave with for the mastermind?
Yeah, I think my last thoughts would be keep doing what you're doing, really. And I think for me, the great thing about this coaching and this teaching is I know that I will be doing this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And that actually gives me a great sense of confidence and a great sense of belief, and things will come to me. It's not just an if, it's a when. So keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome. So can you tell us where we can find you, Mark? So where can people find you if they want to connect with you? If you give us social media handles or website?
Brilliant. So definitely LinkedIn. If you go onto LinkedIn and look for Mark Prescott, the career sat nav. So if you want to get your life back as a senior executive, I help by giving you a badass career strategy. So whether that's your next step, or whether that's some training with LinkedIn, or actually if it's about, you know what, there's balance in your life that's not quite there, I'm here to sort of help that. So that's me, the Career Sat Nav. So LinkedIn, Mark Prescott, the Career Sat Nav. Fabulous.
Thank you so much for that, Mark. And thank you for being an amazing, amazing, amazing guest for us and sharing your experience with the Mastermind. Now, everybody else watching, thank you so much for watching another episode with me speaking to another amazing person who I have the pleasure and the honor of being part of Mastermind, and me having the privilege of calling myself their coach. Now, if you are interested, please remember to go to our website, gullkhan.com. And until the next time we meet again with another person, another amazing person, another amazing member of the Mastermind, here's Gull Khan signing off. Take care and bye for now.